Democratic frontrunners Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are crisscrossing the country ahead of the next slate of presidential primaries. 6 states will hold their votes next week, including the battleground state of Michigan, which Sanders narrowly won 4 years ago. Biden leads the delegate count after a presumptive win in Maine. California is leaning to Sanders, but that race hasn't been called yet. Ed O'Keefe is following this. Ed, what are the candidates up to keep up the fight?
Well, that's one big question mark for them this morning, Anthony. Senator Bernie Sanders and former Vice President Joe Biden are now preparing for a tough fight over the future of the Democratic Party that's set to expose some of the big differences they have over key issues.
This idea that we didn't have a movement. Look at the results. Look at who's showing up.
Former Vice President Joe Biden is calling his campaign a movement, while Senator Bernie Sanders acknowledges that his movement has struggled to bring out new voters.
I think that will change in the general election, but I am to be honest with you, we have not done as well in bringing young people into the political process. It is not easy. Yes.
Ahead of next week's critical primary in Michigan, a state President Trump won by just over 10,000 votes, Sanders is highlighting his differences with Biden.
Michigan was decimated by a terrible, terrible trade deals, NAFTA, PNTR with China, which cost our country some 4 million good-paying jobs. I walked the picket lines against NAFTA. I went to Mexico to see what NAFTA would do. Joe voted for those terrible agreements.
Biden did vote for NAFTA, but the former vice president says he believes future trade negotiations should include input from labor and environmental leaders. After his surprising turnaround on Super Tuesday, Biden's campaign is getting another boost.
I'm glad to say I endorse Joe Biden.
Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who spent more than $500 million on his own run, said he'll support Biden's candidacy.
Mr. Bloomberg comes on board Biden, other candidates, and he will solidify his support with the political leadership. We're taking that on. We're running a grassroots campaign.
But the Sanders campaign appears to be seeking to broaden support. This new ad featuring former President Obama is evidence of that.
Bernie is somebody who has the virtue of saying exactly what he believes.
As you saw, that new ad includes a clip of Mr. Obama and Sanders back in 2016 on the day the former president decided to endorse Sanders' then opponent, Hillary Clinton. In response to the ad, Sanders said that while the two were not best friends, they talk every now and then, and that he respects Mr. Obama's decision to withhold his endorsement until there's a nominee. But, Tony, I got to believe whichever aide took that footage is in good shape with Senator Sanders, because he's got something there to prove that he's talked to the former president.
Yeah, they may not be close, but they have taken pictures together.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.